Hey everybody, this is John at Rad Relics. Thank you for checking out the channel and for clicking on this video. It really means a lot to me. Today we're going to be discussing the items that I sold today. Today is the 9th of October, the Lord's Year 2023, and we are going to be looking at some of the items that I sold, something like 11 items that I sold on eBay for right at $589, and we're going to take a deep dive into this, and we're going to look and see what the report says, how much my selling fees were, how much I paid in taxes, and we're going to check that out. Well, I guess I didn't pay it in taxes. Technically, the buyer paid it in taxes, but if you want to learn how to see this, it's pretty easy. If you go to your main selling page and you see where it says today, you can actually click on that and it will open up a window and it'll take you to here and it'll say the report for October 9th, 2023. And then it tells you how much you sold. So today we sold $589, which as we are up 853% versus a prior time period. We personally collected $0 in taxes, and eBay collected $35.86 worth of taxes to pay on our behalf. Our total selling costs were right at $252.79, and it says this includes all of eBay fees and the amount you paid to buy shipping labels on eBay if applicable. So that $252 counts how much it costs to ship these items and how much we are going and how much eBay took from my sales to be able to, pay their bills and, to get their cut of my item. It says that our net sales was $300.38. It says net sales is the total sales, taxes and government fees minus selling costs. So we actually sold 11 items, and the average sale price per item was $53.55, which is pretty good. The breakdown, everyone that bought something today was the first-time buyer. I had 0 repeat buyers, and that's pretty common for us because we sell a lot of merchandise that are one-offs. We don't sell a lot of stuff that is we don't sell a lot of like multiples of the same item. I guess we don't even really sell the same kind of item consistently. I just sell what I find, and a lot of what I find is one-offs. The categories that we sold, toys and hobbies, we sold $132, which is pretty good. That was 22 over a little bit, about 22.5% of our sales. Sporting goods, that was $80. We had collectibles, which was $75. Books and magazines, which was $66, and then toys and hobbies was $61. And we could view more. Video games, cameras, pottery and glass, collectibles, eBay Motors, and consumer electronics. So those are all of the categories that I sold out of today. All 11 items came from those categories. It shows here that the $589 that we had 436 in item sales, shipping was $117.10, and taxes and government fees came up to $35.86. I want to see what the promoted listing sales were. It says that out of the promoted listings, it was $340, so 57%, 58% was promoted listings, and organic sales was only $250. Now I'm going to tell you the last night I went through and I added promoted listings to all of the merchandise that I had listed over the past couple months. I went on and added that to from January all the way through August. See, what I do is I separate my eBay store into months, year, and then the months. I do not promote stuff when I first list it because I find that a lot of these items will sell within the first 30 to 90 days. So after 90 days, I tried to remember to go in and to promote, and I wasn't sure if I had done that, so I actually went all the way back to January, selected all of those items through August. It was something like 650 items, and I promoted all of those items right at 5%. So today, I did see a huge uptick in sales versus yesterday, and as we go through the items and we look at them, I'll be able to tell if those items were from the new promoted listing or not, and we'll discuss that as we continue on. it says that our eBay fees, the selling cost was $252.79. Our eBay fees were $93.52, which was 37% of our selling costs. Shipping labels was $159.27, which was that was quite a bit. That was 63% of the selling costs, and 100% of it was $252.79. Now we're going to go into the items that I actually sold, and the first item that I got here is an Argus Autronic 35 millimeter camera. This is actually pretty good shape. It sold for $26.95. I charged $10 shipping and handling. I bought this at the auction. I paid something like $5, and it was in really good shape. And this was not promoted. This was just listed yesterday. This is one of those items that I was telling you that if you just list stuff and let it set organically for the first 30, 60, 90 days, most likely it's going to sell, and you don't have to pay those extra fees. The next item that we have here was a Crosley, and this was a remote for a ceiling fan or something like that, a window air conditioner. It sold for $10.95, and it was free shipping. This was not promoted either. This was a non-promoted listing. This is a vintage 1973 Marks Magic Shot shooting gallery. It worked all the way. I sold it for $40, charged $16.71 shipping. And again, this was another item that had been listed recently that I did not promote, non-promoted item, and it sold for full price. The next item that we have here is a Coleman stove. It sold for $60, $14.71 shipping, non-promoted item. Did not promote it. This is why I firmly believe that you should not promote any item for the first 30 days at least. Do not waste that money. It's a waste of time. This is a Civil War cannonball, and it sold for $60. Again, this was just listed last month, so this would have been listed in September, and it was a non-promoted item as well. We have this little stained glass window. It's 8x8, sold for $22.95, and shocker, it was not promoted either. And this is a old Bakelite handled ice bucket, and you're not going to believe me if I tell you this, but again, a non-promoted item sold. These are Beatles figures. They have been listed forever. They would have been listed this year at some point, and they were one of the items that I sold that would have been promoted. This was $104.95, so of course it's going to be the $100 item that I sell that is going to be a promoted listing. But on something like this, there was a lot of competition, and you know, I'll pay that extra 5% to finally get it gone. I've had these in my collection in my store here. I had them for probably, oh my gosh, I want to say 4 years. I've had them things sticking around, and I finally listed them on eBay this year, and now they're gone. Here is an item that would have been a promoted listing. I'm quite sure this was probably listed back in June or July. It sold for $35. It was the Tecmo Super Bowl, and this is the kind of item that you probably wouldn't want to promote. It's a good item because it's complete. It's got the game, the thing that goes on the bottom of the game. It's got the book, it's got the manual, and it's got the box. So this is the kind of item that if you promote it, it's going to push it up a little bit. So for an extra 5%, it's finally gone, and this was an item that I just promoted yesterday. Here is a set of books that I listed this year, and they sold for $50, and they were promoted, and they were just started to be promoted yesterday. It was an item that I listed this year, so there you go. $49.95, and I'm happy with that. Here's another item, the last item that I sold today, and then I've got one more available, and it sold for $14.95. This might have already been being promoted, but it sold today. Shockingly, it sold, and we are back to the page that tells us all the pertinent information. So I don't know if you like this video. It's kind of a different way of showing you what we sold, how my finances broke down. Out of the $600 that sold, my net sales were somewhere probably around $300. I don't know if I made any money on shipping. I know I typically don't lose money on shipping, but I make a couple dollars. The cost of goods on all of these items are fairly cheap. I would probably say that out of all 11 items that I sold today, I probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of, I'm going to say $70 in it. I mean, roughly, probably, just if I had to throw a number out, because there's nothing there that I can think of that I paid a bunch for, I would say about $70. So at the end of the day, we're looking at about $230 profit. I'm not getting rich, but dadgummit, I'll take it. That's okay with me. I absolutely love making money. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would, go down below and hit that like button and maybe even subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. And as always, God bless you guys.